It's time to upgrade your Mendix apps because Mendix 11.12 is now available. It's the most important release in over a year because it's a long-term support version. And if you're still running on Mendix 10.24 or older, this video is for you. I'm Jan de Vries, your low-code host, and I'm going to tell you all the reasons you should upgrade right now. Let's dive in. We are increasing the number of LTS releases so you can get your hands on new features quicker and upgrade sooner. 11.12 is the first Mendix 11 LTS release, which means the support cycle starts earlier, you can upgrade faster and more often, and you get access to everything that's new in Mendix 11 a full year sooner than you would have with the old release cycle. And the cherry on top, 11.18 is the next LTS. No more waiting for the 0.24 release to get long-term support. So with all these changes coming at you, let me help you focus on the most important features in Mendix 11. Studio Pro is not just about using AI to build software faster and easier, but also about giving you options. Want to use AI out of the box? You can with Maia. Want to use your own agent or LLM? Of course you can. Want to create headless or background agents who read, change, or review Mendix projects? We got you. See, the model in Mendix 11 is a live, writable API that is powered by the same model API used for Studio Pro extensibility. An AI agent can create entities, connect microflows, build pages, and define workflows through the same interface that Studio Pro uses. You can see those changes appear immediately. Now there are 5 things that make this work: the Studio Pro AI Chat Maia, the MCP Server, bring your own agent via MCP, the Concord extension to bring any agent into Studio Pro, and MxCLI. Let's take a closer look at each of these features. Maia is Mendix's built-in agent. No setup, no API keys, and runs inside Studio Pro. Instead of just suggesting things, it can author the model directly. In 11.12, it becomes configurable. You can swap in a different language model while keeping Maia's IDE integration, knowledge base access, and skills. Maia covers a broad range, including domain models, microflows, workflows, pages, and snippets in Studio Pro. It also includes the Mendix documentation, forum, and knowledge base search in context. It can also help with OQL query generation using natural language. What else can it do? Web content fetch for reference. Prompts are linked directly to a Mendix Epic user story, so it reads the ticket before starting, and Markdown, PDF, and image file uploads as context. And new in 11.12, it has a configurable LLM backend, Playwright UI testing via the built-in MCP client, regular expressions, and database connection documents. Good to know is that Maia runs in a virtual file system with limited OS exposure. It cannot access files outside your project, and every write goes through Studio Pro validation. Keep in mind that there are still some limitations. Maia works with a single active chat, and has no persistent memory between sessions, can web fetch only with no index search, and can't start or stop an app. With that said, Maia is your best option for work in Studio Pro because you don't need to set up any tooling, it speaks Mendix natively, and you can choose your own model. Studio Pro 11 exposes itself as an MCP server, which is the open standard for connecting AI agents to tools. Most of what follows depends on this. The MCP server gives any AI agent access to more than 60 model operations. Some examples include creating and changing domain models, microflows, pages, workflows, constants, and more. All of this is done in a live and open project. The changes appear in Studio Pro immediately, with IDE validation running on every single write. Under the hood, this is the Mendix Model API, the same programmatic interface that enables Studio Pro extensibility used for custom editors, document generators, model validators, and more. On top of this, Studio Pro provides a layer that makes the Model API AI-friendly by allowing it to discover, read, and write your document progressively. Instead of overloading your context, the AI agent can selectively work with your model as needed. The MCP server is a translation layer on top of this. Any operation the Model API supports can be exposed to an AI agent. For those of you who want to go beyond Maia, you can now bring your own agent. The Studio Pro MCP Server doesn't care which agent connects to it. Point Claude, GPT, Cursor, or Copilot at it, and they have the same model authoring capability as Maia, plus everything their environment allows. This includes things like real file system and shell access, full web search, persistent memory with agents that carry context between sessions, custom commands and hooks, writable agent skill files, Playwright integration to automate UI testing, broader file upload, and sub-agent spawning to orchestrate specialist agents for parallel tasks. As you can see, Bring Your Own Agent provides a whole host of additional benefits to take advantage of. And all of this runs in the Studio Pro MCP Server interface with the agent of your choice behind it. Concord is a Studio Pro extension that connects an external agent like Claude, GPT, or any MCP client into the Studio Pro context directly, rather than from a separate terminal or editor. It's an easy way to get the benefits of working in Studio Pro without having to set up any external tools. You'll get your preferred model's reasoning, Studio Pro's live validation and model access, and a few additional operations on top of the base MCP server, like deleting documents, reading security rules, renaming across references, and starting and stopping your application for testing. A major feature in Mendix 11 is MxCLI. This is a command line tool that lets developers and AI coding assistants read, understand, and modify Mendix application projects. Mendix projects are stored in binary NPR files that cannot be read or edited as text. MxCLI makes this possible by providing a text-based interface using Mendix Definition Language, or MDL, which is a SQL-like syntax for querying and manipulating Mendix models. MxCLI runs in two modes. The first is a file mode that works directly on the NPR file on disk, no Studio Pro required. The logical choice for CI/CD, batch scripts, and anything that needs to run unattended. The other mode is the MCP mode, which connects to the Studio Pro MCP server. Edits appear live in the open project with full IDE validation. The more than 50 available skills work in both modes. Which backend you use depends on whether Studio Pro happens to be open at the time. The skills work with every part of your Mendix app, including domain models, microflows, pages, workflows, OData, SQL, security, and more. Run your CI/CD pipelines without the need to have Studio Pro open. Everything is scriptable and works with version control, so your automation runs smoothly. You can search across your entire project to find what you need and see how different parts connect. Keep your code clean with a built-in lint engine that has 14 standard rules, plus 27 custom rules you can write yourself using Starlark. To help you track quality, MxCLI creates scored reports that show how well your project follows best practices. Use these scores as gates in your CI pipeline to make sure every build meets your standard. And when queries run slow, MxCLI shows you the actual SQL and explains what's happening under the hood, so you know exactly what to fix. And last but not least, you can generate test data straight into your app's Postgres database. Simply add Playwright tests to your build process for complete end-to-end testing and install modules from the marketplace automatically. This is how MxCLI makes your development faster, more reliable, and easier to scale. With so much new functionality in Mendix 11, you might worry about performance a little bit. We know you spend most of your working day in Studio Pro, and performance directly impacts how quickly you can build, test, and iterate. Things like project loading, consistency checks, and local deployments can quickly add up to a lot of time waiting and not enough building. Mendix 11.12 has some major performance improvements that make Studio Pro noticeably faster throughout your working day. And I'm not just making this up to get you to upgrade. Project load times are 25 to 40% faster from your very first open, and error checking runs up to 6 times faster on large projects thanks to parallel consistency checks on multi-core machines. Local deployment sees major gains during active development sessions. After your first deployment, subsequent deployments in the same session are up to 8 times faster, greatly shortening the test and iterate cycle. Studio Pro also manages memory more efficiently, which reduces performance degradation over time. This is particularly beneficial when working long sessions throughout the day. For developers on Mac, Studio Pro 11.12 runs 35% faster on average thanks to native Apple Silicon builds, making this the fastest Mendix development environment we've ever shipped. Keep in mind that you need Apple Silicon for Studio Pro 11.12, and that Intel-based Macs are no longer supported. All of this rolls up into one nicely bundled release, Mendix 11.12. Try it out by opening a project in 11.12 and you'll feel the difference right away. Now that you know what Mendix 11 has to offer, here's a taste of what's new specifically in 11.12. Maia Plan now connects to JIRA. With one connection, the entire plan flows straight into your JIRA backlog, where every epic and story is grouped and ready to be prioritized. Pull the stories you want into a sprint, and it becomes available in Studio Pro, where Maia picks it up and starts building. Planning and building are now one continuous flow, from idea to prioritized backlog to a working app, using the workflows that your team is used to. So check out the JIRA integration and let us know what you think. With Mendix 11.12, we're thrilled to introduce any-to-any diffing. You can now select any two commits from the history pane to see a detailed comparison between these versions. This is ideal for inspecting an individual commit, helping you pinpoint exactly when a bug might have crept in. And what's next? Well, we're already switching gears towards visual diffing. Imagine seeing those changes in an easy-to-understand and intuitive visual way right within your editors. Stay tuned for more. We're introducing policies for platform administrators. This is a centralized way to define rules that every Mendix app must comply with. Rules that you define once and apply consistently across your app landscape. These rules will be evaluated automatically at key moments in the development lifecycle, on demand in Studio Pro, when an app is built, and during deployment. Let's take a look at a simple example. We want to make sure that no apps have any critical or high findings. I'll go to Policies and create a new policy. You can start from scratch, but there's already a predefined template that fits this use case. I'll select the template, review the settings, and click Save. And that's it. The policy is now active and will automatically evaluate apps during build and on a daily schedule. You can see the results of the policy evaluation in Software Composition. The overview provides insight into how many policies are violated for every app. To see more, click on an app and go to the Policies tab. Here you can see all the policies that apply to the application and their evaluation results. This is how platform admins like yourself can be more proactive and apply governance at scale in Mendix. Data Transformer is now generally available in Studio Pro 11.12. Data Transformer helps you map and transform structured data more easily, making it simpler to work with external integrations and data processing scenarios directly within Studio Pro. What's new in 11.12 is Maia support for Data Transformer. You can now ask Maia to help create Data Transformer and generate JSLT expressions, making it faster and easier to create transformations. In this example, I'm asking Maia to transform my API response into a structure that better fits the product entity in my domain model. Maia first takes a look at the shape of the entity and compares it to the API response. Based on this, it creates a data transformer document with the right JSLT transformation in place. This Maia capability significantly lowers the barrier to working with JSLT and can speed up the process of building integrations. With general availability in 11.12, Data Transformer is ready to use in production. Learn more about setting up Data Transformer or how it helps simplify your integration in the documentation. We're excited to announce a new version of Teamcenter Connector 2606. This version is different from any of the previous versions due to two reasons. First, Teamcenter extension is now built directly into Teamcenter Connector. That means there is only one module to download, one installation to manage, and no more concerns about version compatibility between components. Second, Teamcenter extension is now available as a custom document that can be created on a per-module basis. This helps you create multiple integration documents, connect to multiple Teamcenter environments during design time, and seamlessly export and import your documents across projects. Teamcenter Connector 2606 simplifies the Mendix Teamcenter integration development and aligns more closely with the Studio Pro way of working, making it easier than ever to design, build, and manage your Teamcenter-powered applications. And that's the end of this release video, but not the end of what's new in Mendix 11.12. When you're ready to upgrade, download Studio Pro 11.12 at marketplace.mendix.com to use all these new features right now. Check out the release blog on mendix.com/releases and the release notes on docs.mendix.com for the full list of updates. Thank you for watching. I'm Jan de Vries, your low-code host, and I'll see you in the next video.